What's up, guys? Fears. Audience. Fears. I'm back on the attack jack in Florida. Got back last night very late. My flight was like between 7 and 8, right? That's when it was supposed to take off. It got delayed to like around 9. Then I got in, it was supposed to be a 2-hour and like 20-minute flight, and I got in like at 1. By the time I got my luggage and my car, I was like in bed by like 1:45. It was nuts. But anyway, but I'm back. And man, what a trip to tell you guys about. I got a big nerd haul over here. Everything that I bought in St. Louis. Man, oh man. It's good to be back in the house. I got a great show for you guys. I got my St. Louis Blues hat on. I got my St. Louis shirt on. Oh yeah, this is one of the shirts I bought. Oh yeah. So without further ado's, let's get the chat open. Let's get it going, and let's start the show. It's good to be back. I hope you guys enjoyed all of the St. Louis streams I did. It was a pleasure. So much to discuss, and so much to do now that I'm back. I got a couple of conventions coming up. I got work. I got to unpack my bag still. Did I unpack my bag? So I'm going to unpack my bag today. I'm going to do some laundry. So yeah. Yes, I do laundry. I don't know why, but some of the trolls think I don't do laundry and I don't know how to fold, which is astounding to me because I fold clothes, I do laundry, I wash my clothes at least once, if not twice a week. So, that proves that rumor wrong. Anyway, let me open up the chat here. I don't know how to fold. There we go. Alright, awesome. The chat is open. The chat is live. Let me just make sure that the audio is working pretty good. That proves that rumor wrong. Oh my gosh. That audio is terrible. I better put my headphones on because it's storming outside. So let me get the headphones on so it sounds a little bit better. Give me 1 second. Alright. There we go. Alright. Alright. Let's plug these bad boys in. Alright, here we go. Now, let me just play the audio back just to make sure that this is working. And, here we go. Let me just hear this. Plug these bad boys in. Okay. Let's see here. Alright, here we go. Oh yeah, that sounds good. Now, let me just play the audio back just to make sure that this is working. Yep, that sounds great. And, alright. Rocking and rolling. Sweet. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that the audio was, because I think because of the weather outside, it was like making my my voice sound like really like hollow or something. So, anyway. Alright, now the audio is a rockin'. Alright. It sounds really good. I had to put the head. I don't know, it's weird. Sometimes my audio in the apartment with me just by itself is fine. Other times it sounds like I'm in a cave or something. So, whenever it sounds like that, that means that I gotta put on the old headphones. But yeah. Anyway, welcome back to the Fears podcast. an official Fears podcast. The other podcasts in Missouri I kind of had to do on the fly, either in the guest bedroom or at the coffee shop. But it's good to be back. It's good to be back. It was a great trip. I got to say, it was fantastic. It was good to see the family. It was good to see friends. It was really good. Coffee first. Coffee first. Here we go. Coffee out of the old Fierce mug is always good, my friends. Always, 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 always. Feel free to ask me questions. Feel free to ask me how the trip was. Let's get the chat going. The chat is open. The chat is live. Until someone comments, I'm going to do some updates. Now, up and coming, since I was on my trip, I did miss out on the Tampa Toy Con. That was between July 13th and July 14th, a two-day con. But I'm going to skip July 20th and 21st, the Fort Lauderdale Collectors Fest. I just don't feel like driving all the way out there. But on July 28th, the Star Wars and G.I. Joe Collectors Fest. That's the next Toy Con I'm going to be going to. So if you want to hang out with Fears, come to the Star Wars and G.I. Joe Collectors Fest, July 28th. And if you guys want more information, check out Florida Toy Shows and Expos right here. Bada bing, bada boom. Write that in on Facebook. Or go to FloridaToyShowsAndExpos.com, my friends. There we are. The coffee's back. The lists are back. The lists are back. They're all right here. And this one. I took them out of my bag. The list, the wonderful Blu-ray list is back. Oh, yes. It's good to be back. It's good to be back. I'll be honest. I spilt coffee on this, so it's a tiny bit damp. Thank God it only spilt on this. It did not spill coffee on the old laptop. But not much damage. There's a couple of coffee stains right there, but not too bad. Well, it wouldn't be Fears without a coffee stain, right? Why? Because I drink a lot of coffee. So there we are. There we are. Every time I go on a trip, I bring my travel Bible with me, which is this. God's direction is always best. So it's a mini Bible, and it's a Bible. It's got all the verses in it, but it also gives you travel tips. What airlines are the best, what airlines are not the best. It also gives you travel locations to go visit. So it's a mixture of like a travel guide and a Bible, and it's so little it fits in my bag. It's great. I've actually read this whole thing to you guys, and I did a review on it, and I gave it a 9 out of 10. So, yeah. It says, God's direction is always the best. May the Lord direct your hearts to the love of God and to the steady fast of Christ. Make me to know your ways, O Lord. Teach me your paths. Lead me in your direction through truth. Teach me your salvation. For you, God, I wait all day long. So there we are. So it's always good. I will always bring my travel Bible with me. Oh, yeah. Because I'm not going to bring, like, my really good one, My good one that I bought. I have one in my room. And then my mom bought me one, which is, it's so old, I had to put it in plastic. It's getting kind of old. I don't want it to get damaged because my mom bought it a long time ago. And then she gave me her Bible. So, yeah. Well, anyway, check it out. Here is the entire haul. So, I bought so much stuff, I had to mail this to myself. And then here's the rest of it. So, oh yeah. Anyway, so let's see. Updates. Like I said, the flight was okay. It was all right. It got a little bit delayed. I was supposed to take off at 7:30. It got delayed until 9 o'clock. So already I was like, ugh. Then it was really hot in the St. Louis airport. If they say that their air was on, that's crap. That's garbage. Their air was not on. I was dripping with sweat. Dripping with sweat. Let me say that one more time. dripping with sweat. It was bad. It was horrible. And then I asked someone, I said, hey, I said, is the air on? I said, or if it isn't on, can you turn it down a little bit to like 69, 68? And the guy goes, oh yeah, it's on. And I was like, this guy is lying out of his teeth. It's not on. And I said, are you sure about that? I said, because I'm dripping with sweat. That guy is. That lady over there is dripping with sweat. And he's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's on. And I was like, this guy's so full of crap. Anyway, I didn't say that to him. I just thought it in my mind because I'm like, it can't be. I'm like, the AC cannot be on because everyone's dripping with sweat. So I was like, all right. So after we finally took off it was like 8:50, 9 o'clock because it got delayed. The flight went pretty smoothly. But by the time it was 2 hours and, I believe it was 2 hours and 20 minutes or 2 hours and 30 minutes, I can't remember. By the time I landed, it was 11:30 something. But by the time I got my bags, oh, that was another thing. We had to wait like 30 minutes to get our bags. Now we're getting into like 11:45, 11:50. We had to wait 30 minutes for our bags to get to the terminal. Got my bags, and mine was like the second or third bag off the plane. So it didn't take long to get my bag. We just had to wait 30 minutes for it to get to the terminal, the baggage claim. So after the 30 minutes passed, I'm like, oh, there it is. Mine's the third bag to come off the little, Escalade thing. I grab it, continue on. But by the time I got my car and got home, it was somewhere between probably 1 o'clock. So, yeah. So that was kind of a bummer for the trip, but the trip was absolutely fantastic. I'm gonna turn on my fan just for a second. It is pouring down out there, so wouldn't be Florida without a torrential rainstorm. It was raining last night too, but I'm gonna turn on my fan just a little bit more. So I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. Feel free to chat away. There we go. There we go. Sorry about that. I had to turn on the fan. It was getting a little stuffy in here. Anyway, but yeah, it's great to be back. It's good to see you guys. Again, I really hope you guys enjoyed all of the St. Louis streams. It was great seeing friends, family. I went to a couple tourist attractions. I would say the highlights of the trip were doing the St. Louis Escape from New York movie locations, my friends. Escape from New York movie locations. That was pretty awesome. That was pretty amazing. And then I went to the Butterfly House. Went to the St. Louis Carousel that used to be in downtown St. Louis, but it got damaged after they did a couple of parades with it and after they did a couple of carnivals and stuff like that. It's actually been in downtown St. Louis since like the It was at the World Fair back in, I don't know when the World Fair was in St. Louis, but it was there and it got damaged. Then they put it in storage, and then in the 80s or the 90s they took it out of storage, repainted it, resurfaced all the wood, repolished everything, and now they have it in a building right beside the Butterfly House. And I was like, wow. I'm like, that carousel's been there since the World Fair. Let me look up the World Fair so I can actually tell you guys how long it's been. Let's see. What date was the World Fair in St. Louis? Okay, so this carousel has been there since December 1st, 1904. Because it says the World Fair in St. Louis was around December 1st, 1904. That's what Google was saying. So, it's pretty old. It's pretty old, my friends. Now, if I'm wrong on that, blame Google, because I just looked it up. Google just said that. So it's been in the World Fair. That carousel has been in a couple movies. According to the lady that works there, I don't know what movies it was in, but she said it's been in commercials and movies. It was at the St. Louis World's Fair. It got damaged. They put it in storage. Then either in the 80s or the 90s, she wasn't sure, but she said somewhere in the 80s or 90s they pulled it out of storage, repainted it, resurfaced it, built the building near the Butterfly House in Chesterfield, Missouri, and then it's been in that building, I believe, since the 80s or 90s. I got to ride on it. It was only $2.50, and each of the they take all the profits from the Butterfly House and the St. Louis Carousel, and they split the profits, and half of the profits go to the St. Louis Butterfly House in Chesterfield, and half the profits go to the carousel to keep the building up and running. And a bit of the proceeds go to the Children's Miracle Network, which is a great charity. So I actually donated $10 to them because I was like, well, the kids need it more than I do. So it's a great charity. Look up the Children's Miracle Network. So not only did I pay the $2.50 to ride the carousel and get some footage for the vlog, I also donated $10. So there we are. Anyway, that was a highlight. Let's see. So I'd say the major highlights of the trip were the St. Louis Butterfly House, the carousel ride that I did, the St. Louis movie locations, obviously seeing my friends and my family, bowling, Ultimate Bowling Guys Night, and I did some other little surprises for the vlog that I don't want to tell you guys about, but man, oh man, it was such a good time. Good times. Now, I don't go back to work tonight. I go back to work in 2 days. So I go back to work on Thursday, because last night my boss texted me before I got on the plane and said, Fears, you're probably going to be jet lagged, right? I was like, I'm a little tired. I said, and they've delayed my flight. And he's like, do you just want to come in on Thursday? And I was like, yep. I'm like, that sounds good to me. So I got today and then tomorrow off. And then I work Thursday, Friday. And then I get my normal days off, Saturday, Sunday. So unfortunately this week I'm only going to be working 2 days. Because I work Thursday and Friday, and then I get my normal Saturday and Sunday. But I'm going to try and talk to him, and I'm going to try to work on a Saturday. So I get a little bit of more time, and then just have Sunday off. Or I'm going to ask him, hey, if you want me to have today and tomorrow off for this week and then work Saturday and Sunday, we'll see. I'm going to try and get as many hours as I possibly can, because I've been away for 2.5 weeks. So yeah. And I already checked my mail, and already bill number 1 has come in. I was like, oh, shit. So right when I get home, I got to pay some bills. I was like, oh man. So there we are. But see, the thing is bills never stop, even though you take a vacation. So tomorrow I have to pay a bill. Anyway, let's see. What else? What else is going on? Oh, another highlight was, of course, my mom's birthday. She had no idea. We had so much fun. My mom got $250. She got half of her presents was actual physical gifts, and then the other half of her presents for her birthday was money. So, when we were setting up the party, people were starting to arrive, and my mom obviously arrived last because it was a surprise party. We had a little basket set up. People were putting birthday cards in there. Just in the birthday cards alone, according to my mom, she counted all the money up, $250. I was like, damn. I'm like, Mom, you hit the jackpot. And she was like, oh yeah. She goes, John, that's not just counting the physical presents I got. I'm like, I know, Mom. I'm like, you cleaned up. You cleaned up a lot. So, $250 in just cards. And then she got about 30 or 40 physical presents. So we had it down in the St. Louis British Tea Room in downtown St. Louis, which was funny because the British Tea Room is pretty close to a Snake Plissken Escape from New York movie location that they shot. Because I looked down and I was like, that's that fucking alleyway that Snake Plissken fucking ran down. And I was like, oh, that's hilarious. Because whenever me and Travis were out and about, I downloaded all of the Snake Plissken St. Louis movie locations into my phone. And I watched a YouTube video. Some guy, him and his wife, I guess are big fans of the show. I don't recall his YouTube channel name, but I saved the video. And so whenever me and Travis couldn't find a location, we referred to this guy's video because he put the addresses on the screen. So Travis is like, Fears, I can't find the other movie location. I'm like, don't worry, Travis, I got them. So half of them, pretty much half of them, or almost all of them, I downloaded in my phone. I think there was like 2 that I couldn't find, but then I watched that YouTube video and then I found them. So yeah. Yo, Spiritual, what's up? Spiritual says, hey, Fears, I'm glad your mom had a great birthday. Me too, buddy. Me too. My mom turned 70, and it was a blast. It was a blast. My voice is a little hoarse because I had to... me and my family went out the other day before I went to the airport, and like 15 members of my family showed up, so there was a lot of talking, and they wanted to have like one more lunch before I went to the airport. It just sucks because it sucks. I mean, it doesn't suck having lunch with my family. It sucks that my flight was delayed. I was supposed to take off like at 7:30, 8 o'clock-ish, and they delayed it all the way to like 9, I think it was like 9:10. I didn't get home in bed until like 1:45. It was insane. I was so tired, Spiritual. It was nuts. But it was a great trip. So I'm trying not to bitch, but man, that is late. Fears needed some nappy time. I need some sleepy time. I love my sleep. Plus, when I got to the St. Louis International Airport, that guy was lying through his teeth. The air was not on. You guys will see it in the vlog. Fears is dripping with sweat. Dripping! And I asked the guy, and I'm like, so the AC is on, right? Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's on. And I didn't say it to his face, but in my mind, I'm like, this guy's so full of crap. The AC is not on. I'm dripping with sweat. If the AC would be on, I wouldn't be dripping with sweat. You know? So... what I really said was, oh, okay, cool, yeah, if you could just turn it down. I'm like, it's kind of hot in here. And he was like, oh, yeah, sure, no problem. I doubt he turned it down because I continued to sweat, and I continued to drip. Like, sweat was dripping off my face. It was so hot. But Spiritual, you do make a good point. My mom's party was epic. Epic. It was amazing. I had so much fun. It was a lot of fun. Good to see friends and family, but it's good to be back home. So because I don't have to go to work until Thursday, the main mission is I need a vacuum. I haven't vacuumed in 2 weeks, so I'm going to vacuum today or tomorrow, and then unpack my bag tonight and do some washing. And then everything will be back to normal. So anyway, well, let's start this off with a bang, guys. Let's do the Nerd Haul first, because the Nerd Haul is going to take us quite a while. Fears bought so much, I mailed this to myself, and then 2 days ago I bought these last things. All this stuff in the bag is what I bought from the Toy Man Toy Show. So it's going to be a minute. Before we do that, I apologize. I'm going to have to walk away just one more time. I need to use the restroom. I should have done it before the show. I apologize. But while I'm gone, just go ahead and study Captain Planet and see how awesome he is with the Planeteers. Go Planet! And I'll be right back. I need to use the restroom. I'll be 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Oh, shit. I didn't mean for that to fall. 2 minutes, and I'll be back. Look at him. Go Planet, and he's got his fists up in the air, flying through the air and shit. All right, I'll be right back. But just go ahead and study him. I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that. When you gotta go, guys. All right, let me just get situated here. All right, ready to rock and roll. Nice, 6 people are still here. All right, good. I didn't want to like walk away and like no one's here. All right, cool beans. Here we go. All right, well, let's start this off with a bang, and let's do the nerd haul first. First of all, the stuff in the box is what I bought for the last 2 weeks. The stuff on top of the box is what I bought at the Toy Man Toy Show. So let's do the Toy Man Toy Show stuff first. First, we got Escape from New York VHS tape, my friends. Ooh, yeah. So what I'm going to do is, in my bedroom, I have the Escape from New York script that the whole cast signed. Fears is just going to stick this little VHS right beside it. That's right. That's right. I'm going to stick it right beside it. And he wanted $40 for this bitch. $40. And I was like, no. And he's like, well, what do you mean? I'm like, $40. It's a VHS tape. It should be anywhere between $1 and $10. He's like, yeah, but this is Escape from New York. This is vintage. I'm like, it's not that vintage. I'm like, it's vintage, but not that vintage. I'm thinking, I said, like, a price that I would charge if it was a vintage tape, I think $20 or $25 is pretty reasonable. I said, that's what I would charge. And he's like, well, it's my booth. I'm charging $45. And I said, are you willing to negotiate? And he said, sure. And I said, all right. I said, well, there's no way. I said, you got to come down. I said, no way anyone's going to pay $45. And he's like, all right. He's like, I'll come down to how about 25? And of course, Fears always tries to get the good deal. I'm like, that's good. I'm like, we're going in the right direction. And I said, would you take anywhere between $12 and $15? Because I was like, well, I don't want to pay $25. And he's like, no. He's like, 12 is too low. I went, well, I said, you're at 25. I was at 10, and you wouldn't take 12. I was like, would you take 15? And he's like, yeah. He's like, I could do 15. So we went from 45 to $15. Pretty good. The Fears man got him again. That's right. So $15, but nice little vintage thing. As soon as I get done with this stream, I'm going to go into my bedroom and put it right by the movie script. Bam, right there. It comes in this little plastic case, which is cool. I've never seen a VHS tape encased in plastic. The movie store that I went to as a kid, Blockbuster, we went to 3 movie rental places when I was growing up as a kid. We went to Video Horizons. That was one of them. Then we went to Blockbuster. And then, I don't know if you guys have a Schnucks where you guys live, but in Missouri we have this this store called Schnucks. And I don't know what their rental place was called, but at the front of the store, near the cash registers, there was like a wall, and you could rent movies at a Schnucks. Like, that's a long time ago. So, but we only went to the Schnucks rental place like a couple of times. Mostly, we went to Video Horizons or Blockbuster, and not one of those rental places had like a little plastic casing around the movie. So this is the first time Fears has ever seen a plastic coating around a VHS tape. You guys can probably see the plastic. But, I mean, it's good because you can already see some damage right there and some damage up here on the cassette. I want to keep it as clean and pristine as possible and not ruin the paper casing that goes around the VHS tape. So I'm glad that it's on there because then I can just put it right by the the movie script. So, not too bad. $15. There was no way in God's green earth. He's like, oh yeah. He's like 45. That's not bad. I'm like, yes, it is. And he's like, well, what do you mean? I'm like, it's a VHS tape. I didn't want to call him a moron, but I was like, dude, there's no way in hell anyone would pay $45 for a VHS tape. In my opinion, anytime you go to a convention, Comic-Con, a Toy Con, whatever, VHS tapes are like beta tapes, or 35 millimeter. They're so damn old. No one would pay $45 for a 35 millimeter film or a beta tape or a VHS or a cassette tape to listen to music. None of that shit. All that shit, because it's so obsolete, should be anywhere between 50 cents and $10. That's what I would charge, anywhere in between there, depending on how rare the film was. There's no way in hell Fears is going to pay $45. I was like, no. Crap, garbage. Now, obviously, I'm a nice guy. I didn't say that to his face. But in my mind, I was like, that's a crap price. Crap, garbage. I'm going to whistle this guy down to as much as I possibly can. So, 45 to 15, it's not too bad. I wish I could have got him down to like 5 or 10. But 15 was I didn't want to lowball the guy. 15 was pretty good. Anyway, let's continue on. All right, I've never seen this film. I've never heard of this film, but it's got Sly and it's got Kurt Russell in it. I read the back cover, and we'll see how good it is. I got Tango and Cash. So yeah, Tango and Cash. There we are. There we go. Now this one was, you know what? This one would not fit in the box. This one is from vintage stock, so I did not get this one from the toy show because it says V stock right there. So I think I had to take this out and put it in my bag because I bought a lot. So this is not from the convention. Yo, what's up, John? He says Escape from New York on VHS is mostly around $15 to $25 on eBay. Well, there you go. There you go, John. So at least I got it for the eBay price, which I'll take. The eBay price is perfectly fine. But there was no way in hell. He's like, oh yeah, $45. I was like, what? And now I wasn't a dick to the guy, John. I was nice, but I was like, there's no way in hell I'm paying $45. This is at a toy show, mind you. So anyway, I've never heard of this one, but it's got it's got Rocky in it, and then it's got Snake Plissken in it. So I was like, it's got to be good. So there's that. And then I've seen it at the library. But I've never had my own Blu-ray of it until now. This I got at the convention. Planet of the Apes. The original. Nice. And then I was trying to save space in my bag. I put some stuff in this case. Let me just open it up. So I also got this stuff at the convention. I got some stickers at the convention. Some guy doing a podcast. I haven't watched his podcast, but he was handing out free stickers. So you know me and stickers. I'll put them somewhere. I got some Ghostbuster stickers, for, that plastic container in my room that I keep all my belt buckles and my shoes and all my hats and stuff. Well, I try and find as many Ghostbuster stickers to put on there, or stuff that I like. Like, anytime Vision sends me a sticker, I put it on there. Anytime I find a Snake Plissken, sticker, I put it on there. So there's that. And then I got Winston. Then I got Ray's Occult. Oh, yeah. And let's see what other stickers I got. Louis Tully. Oh, yeah. And all these stickers were for free. I got some guy's business card, so I'll probably throw this away because they were handing out business cards. Another business card. I'm going to throw that away. Let's see. Something Pig Games sticker. I don't know what that's from. I got another Ghostbuster sticker. I got Egon. So I don't need Ray. Ray is already on my plastic container. So now I've got all the guys in stickers, and they're all going to go on that case. And then I don't know what this is. It looks like some devilish sticker. But some guy drew this, and then he put his drawing on a sticker. And you guys know I'm a Christian, so I may just give this to my friend, because I don't think I'm going to put a devil on my plastic case. So I may just give this to my friend. Or I may just send it to Visions, because Visions likes that gothic devil stuff. So I may just mail it to him. So there we are. And then this is a cool sticker. St. Louis. You know how like Ghostbuster clubs are all around the country, all around the world? Well, we have the Gateway St. Louis, the Gateway St. Louis City Ghostbusters, and that's their official sticker. So that is definitely going on the plastic container. Then, when I was a kid, I used to play with Garbage Pail Kids. The playing cards, the Garbage Pail Kids. Well, Fear's got the official Garbage Pail Kids Paranormal Peter trading card. So that just adds to my Ghostbuster collection, my friends. Oh yeah. And then, I believe the Gateway City St. Louis Ghostbusters, they raise charity for, what's their charity? It has something to do with cancer. I think they raise money to find a cure for cancer, and I was like, well, I'm definitely donating to that. So they gave me all the stickers for free, but I bought this. And they said you can buy anything off of our table, but they said just put your donations. They had this little Slimer bucket with Slimer's mouth open, and so I just stuck like $10 or $20 in his mouth. It's on the video, so I honestly can't remember how much I donated, but because my dad died of cancer, I was like, well, if they ever find a cure for cancer, I want to donate to that charity because that's a very important charity to me. Nobody should suffer with cancer, and I want them to find a cure as quickly as possible. So I got this little Ghostbuster, I don't even know what you'd call this little Ghostbuster bag. Got Slimer on the back. I may just put my loose change in it, because sometimes when you drive around Florida, you have to go through a couple of tolls. And in my car right now, I have all my change in a green little cup. If I don't have it in that green cup, then I have it in this big container here. So I may just take out the green cup and put this in my car and keep all my loose change, so whenever I have to go through a toll, I can just pull it out. But I'm glad that I donated to that charity. So it's in the vlog. I donated $10 or $20 for the Ghostbuster charity. That's why I said 10 or 20, because I don't want the trolls to think, oh, he lied. I honestly don't remember. I know I donated. I just don't remember how much. But when you guys see the vlog, you'll be like, oh, okay, Fears was right. He couldn't remember. It was either 10 or 20. I honestly can't remember. I donated to a couple of charities. I donated on my trip. I donated to that one. And then I donated to my friend's. He does a charity called Heroes for Kids, where him and his wife dress up as superheroes, and a bunch of their other friends dress up as superheroes, and they go and visit sick children in the hospitals and at their school and at their library and all that kind of stuff. And my friend, he dresses up like Superman, and he said, "Hey, Fears, do you mind in your vlog if I tell about the charity?" And I was like, I'll do you one better, buddy. I said, you tell about the charity, and in the vlog, I'll donate $20. So I believe the Heroes for Kids, I donated $20. I just don't remember how much I donated to the St. Louis Ghostbuster charity, which their charity is to try and find a cure someday for not just one cancer, any and all cancers. So I was like, oh, well, my dad died of cancer. Obviously, I want them to cure that, not only because of my dad, but no one, not even the trolls, should have to suffer with cancer, because cancer is just so fucked up, So I hope they find a cure one day. And then, this is cool. Some guy, what he does is he takes postcards, and he's like, on the other end of the postcard, I either download a picture on it and put my own pictures on the postcards, but it's an existing poster. So he said, I just lay it on top. He goes, or sometimes I just paint over the postcard. And I said, did you paint this? And he said, no, I didn't paint that one. He goes, I just downloaded a photo of Ghostbusters and put it on a postcard. And the name of his company is called Blackheart Fine Art. So he said, if I don't paint a picture on it, then I just post a picture on an existing postcard. I was like, well, I love Ghostbusters. I don't have a Ghostbusters postcard in my fucking collection. I'll take that. So, yeah. So there's all the stuff that I put in here. I was just I put it in here to conserve space in my luggage because Fears was over 4 pounds, so I had to take some stuff out of my bag because if your bag is overpriced, I'm over heavy, they charge you like $75, and I was like, I am not paying $75. So she's like, well, do you want to take some stuff out of your bag and put it in your book bag? And I was like, oh yeah. So I took all the stickers and I took all the stuff and put it in this Blu-ray case. Then I took out some movies and shit like that. So I was like, oh yeah, we're getting it down to 40 for sure. So yeah. So this is a pretty rare find. All right, let's continue on, my friends. All right. Now, here's the rest of the stuff that I got at the St. Louis Toy Man Toy Show, which, by the way, big shout out to my friend Chris for putting on an amazing show. Chris, your Toy Man Toy shows never disappoint, my friend. Fucking awesome show. Fucking rad. You're the man, dude. You're the man. All right. Here we go. So, I've been trying to find this figure for quite a long time. Does this look familiar? Ha 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 ha! Finally! I finally got... I used to have him as a kid, and then, for some reason, I don't know where Captain Planet went as a kid. I guess my mom either threw him away or I threw him away by accident. But now he's finally back in the collection. So as soon as I finish watching all of this, I'm going to put him on the shelf somewhere close to this. And there we are. Fears got him for 25 cents. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's see here. And then, let's see here. I got some Zoomy stickers. Normally I get these from Zoomy, but somebody at the convention had some on his table. And so I was like, oh, yeah. And he said, well, I work for Zoomy. And I went, okay. I said, well, I already got some stickers from Zoomy when I was at the mall, but I said, I'll take some more. And then when I was at the St. Louis Gateway Arch, they gave me this. So I think I took this out of my bag and put it in this bag to save room. So I'm going to send this postcard back to my mom and write her a little message. So, yeah. Because I am going to use it. And then I got these. Let's see here. Let's see here. I already have the Marine 1. I had no idea they made Marine 2 and 3 in this series. The Blu-ray Marine has got John Cena in it. And he goes on some mission and takes down the fucking bad guys. And the guy that plays the Liquid T-1000 from Terminator 2, he's in the Marine 1. Had no idea there was a Marine 2. So I got that at the convention. I was like, oh shit. I'm like, I didn't know they made a sequel. I'm like, alright, well, I'll get it and I'll have a watch and I'll review it. So it could be good. It could be bad. It could be fucking terrible. It could be amazing. I have no idea. I guess we'll find out. And then, I don't think this is a sequel to Crocodile Dundee, but it's a, I guess it's a comedy where he the guy, Paul Hogan is the guy that plays Crocodile Dundee. I think he's making a movie making fun of himself being an older actor, and he's like getting close to retirement. So I don't know when did they make this movie? They made this movie in 2021, so it's fairly new. But he's basically like making fun of himself about his life after Crocodile Dundee. So there we are. So I got that, and then the last one I got. I love Tim Burton movies. I have heard of this film, but I've never seen it. So, Ed Wood. So, yeah. There we are. Alright. Now, some of these I got at the convention, some I didn't. I got this one. from V Stock. Anytime you see a yellow one, it's from B Stock. So this one, Lockout, the guy told me, he said, it's basically Escape from New York in space. And I was like, all right, I can do that. I can definitely do that. I've heard of it. I've never seen it. It's got Guy Pearce in it, though. He played the villain in The Count of Monte Cristo. He actually played, he didn't start off as the villain. He was the Count's best friend, and then his best friend, which is Guy Pearce, betrays him, and then he becomes the villain. And then this one I got from Slackers. I had to condense everything, so I'll tell you guys what I got from the convention. Some of that stuff was from the convention, some of it was from V-Stock, and some of it was from Slackers, because I had to take some stuff out of my bag so they wouldn't overprice me. I mean, not overprice me, overcharge me and say, oh, your bag is too full, because I was 4 pounds over, so I had to take a bunch of stuff out, and I put some of that stuff out of my bag in that plastic bag, and then put the plastic bag in my backpack. So this one I got from Slackers, the live-action Beauty and the Beast, because I like the cartoon. So I said, I've never actually, well, I've seen a bit of the live-action version. I haven't seen it all the way through, so we'll see how good the live-action is compared to the cartoon. I guarantee you the cartoon is probably going to smoke the live-action, but we'll see. Now, this one I got at the convention. I don't know what it is. It's some hilarious, cheesy horror movie. So Visions or Pixel or Chicken Wizard, because Chicken Wizard, I got to hang out at the convention, and we went out to lunch after the convention. So Chicken Wizard from the community lives in St. Louis, and we also hung out and went to White Castle right after the convention. So it was good to see Chicken Wizard again and hang out, because Chicken Wizard has been watching for quite a long time. But I went over to Chicken Wizard and said, Chicken Wizard, have you seen this cheesy horror movie? And he was like, Fears, that's a rare find. Even I haven't seen it. And I was like, okay. So it's called Deep Red, and apparently it's got some guy rotting in an attic, and then a child's doll with a noose around its neck holding a meat cleaver. So I don't know what the fuck is going on. So there's someone in a business suit with a tie, right? Tie, there's the tie, rotting in an attic. I don't know why. And then I guess he got really mad at this doll and hung a noose around the doll's neck. And then I guess the doll comes alive or some shit with a meat cleaver. I don't know, but we'll find out. When I watch this, we'll find out. Then I got an old classic from Slackers. I've seen it once. I've seen this movie once, but I don't remember. I know it has a killer dog in it, but that's it. I don't remember anything else. Cujo? Hopefully that's how you say it. Cujo? Cugio? I don't know how to say it. I think it's Cujo. Cujo. Now there's a new name for terror. Based on a novel by Stephen King. Now we're talking. I love fucking Stephen King movies. He's the fucking man. Fears would love to interview him. 5 minutes with Stephen King. That's all I ask. Hell, guys, I'd take 2 minutes with Stephen King. Anyway. So I got that at Slackers. I don't know what the hell this is, but the front cover should tell you everything. As soon as I saw this front cover, I was like, I don't care what this movie is about. It looks hilarious. I got this from Slackers. There we are. Look at all that shit going on in that movie. You got like some worm thing. Then you got some like Frankenstein looking guy. Then you got a wolf man. I don't know what the fuck is going on in this movie, but I cannot wait to watch it. This looks like a B-rated horror film like I've ever seen one, you know? And then I believe I got this at the convention. I only bought a couple things at the convention because I was running out of room in my bag. So the main thing I got at the convention was like that Escape from New York VHS and like a couple of movies and Captain Planet and a bunch of those stickers. That was about it. I think I got this from the convention. I'm not 100% sure. I either got this at the convention or I got it at V-Stock. I honestly can't remember, but Starship Troopers Steelbook. Yeah, buddy. All right. Let's open up this bad boy. Look at this. Oh, my God. When in doubt, fucking MacGyver it out. Here we go. All right. There we are. Let me just get the sides here. Let me get the other side. There we go. There we go. All right, let's see here. This is going to be a lot, so grab some popcorn and grab a soda or grab some coffee because there's a shit ton in this box. I told you guys it was going to be a big haul. Duh. Nah. There we are. All right. First on the old list, I cannot wait to take this out of the box, and I don't know where. I'm running out of spots in my apartment, but I will find a spot. The statue of Slimer coming out of the trap. Look at that. Oh, my God. Oh, yeah. Now we're talking. So essentially it's that. He's either, well, I don't know if he's coming out of the trap. I think he's getting sucked into the trap. But you see all the lasers and all that coming out of the trap, and it's got him. So it's this nice statue. Oh, nice quote. He slimed me. So essentially it's that. There we are. Hey, Matthew, what's up? I also got to hang out with Matthew. So Matthew in the chat right here. What's up, Matt? Matthew says, it was a great show. I heard someone say the Easily Bird admission. I'm sorry. I think you miswrote it, Matthew. I think you meant to say the Early Bird, not Easily Bird. The Early Bird admission was more crowded than normal. I did the Early Bird, and basically, essentially what Matthew was talking about is if you get to the St. Louis Comic-Con convention, the Toyman convention, it opens up at 9 o'clock. But if you want to go in at 8 o'clock when the vendors are setting up, you're more than welcome to. I did the Early Bird because, Matt, I've only done the Early Bird like maybe, let's see, how many times have I done the Early Bird? I want to say when I was talking to you, Matt, in line, I think that was like my third time. And guys, I don't want to hear any crap. It's not Matt, man. I'll show you a picture of Matthew. Matthew is a good guy. He's got glasses. As we all know, Matt Man does not have glasses. I promise you it's not Matt Man because Fears would never associate myself with Matt Man. Let me show you a picture of Matthew. I hope you don't mind. So, hang on. Here's me and Chicken Wizard at the convention. There's me and Chicken Wizard. Oh, yeah. Good guy. And then me and Matthew. Here's us standing in line. Matthew is such a cool dude. There you are. There's Matthew. That was us, like, we both did the Early Bird. We were going in. So Matthew is a fan. And Matthew, you've been actually watching for quite a long time. So it is not Matt Man. Because I don't want those idiot trolls saying, what? Matt? I thought Fears would never hang out with him. It's not Matt Man. It's Matthew. Matthew in the chat is a good guy. Matt Man is a terrible human being that should be burnt at the stake. That's right. Alright. So, there's that. Alright. So, get ready. There's going to be a lot of movies coming. So, most of these I bought at V-Stock. And I found some gems, man. I found some movie Blu-ray gems. A few of these are from Slackers, too. But, yeah. Alright. First, I got Conan the Barbarian. $8 at Slackers, my friend. Oh, yeah. Once I get all these out, I'm going to put them right back on the box because I'm going to have to find a spot to either add them to the wall or I may just keep these in the box and just put them in my room, in my closet, and as I'm watching... Yeah, see, Matthew, you are a normal guy. Matt, man, is a terrible sub-creature, piece of vile maggot shit, you know? So, yeah. So, Conan the Barbarian. And then, I've never heard of this. I'm sorry, I've heard of it. Excuse me, I've heard of it. I've just never seen it. So, it's like half a comedy, half horror. The Menu. The Menu. So, I can't wait to watch that. And then, I've never heard of this. This one I've never heard of, but it's got Jamie Lee Curtis. So, there we are. This one is called Blue Steel. Never heard of it, but it's got Laurie Strode in it. She plays like this rookie cop. It says, a rookie cop, a demented serial killer, a point-blank thriller. Dun, dun, dun. So, there she is as a rookie cop. So, we'll have to see. Will it be good? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Matthew says, which V-Stock did you go? The Chesterfield location is having a big closing sale. Oh, buddy, I went to both. I went to my classic vintage stock in the Mid-Rivers Mall in St. Peter's, and then I went to the Chesterfield location because Matthew is correct. They're doing a closing sale, which I cleaned up, and they're tearing it down. They're tearing the mall down. So there we are. Spiritual says, Fears, the menu is not bad. You would probably like it. All right. That's good. All right. This one I got because I've seen the first one, and well, the first one is good. It's not like, it's a good comedy, but it's not the best comedy, but I got a couple laughs out of it. But I want to see the sequel. So, over here on the shelf in the white section, right here, is the first one, Neighbors 2. So where's Neighbors 1? Neighbors is right there. So as soon as I get done, Neighbors 2 is going to go right beside it. And then I'll take Overboard and put it up there. So Neighbors 2. There we are. This one, I've never heard about it, but Visions told me that he watched it. And he said, it's all right, Fears. He said, you'll get a couple laughs out of it. It's old, though. Never heard of this. I just thought the cover art was hilarious. Joystick. Look at that fat guy, like, looking up the hot, sexy girls' dresses and shit. And he's, like, stuck in the video game. Why he's in a video game, I have no idea. But there it is. All right. Here we go. Now, Pixel, you'll like this one. I do like wrestling a bit. There's certain wrestlers that I like Mankind, Triple H, Stone Cold Steve Austin, of course the Hulk, The Rock, all those. But I've always wanted to hear about Triple H's backstory, you know, so I got his movie bio or whatever. Triple H, The Kingdom Has Come. So that's Triple H. So I got that at V-Stock, so we'll see how that is. And then, let's see here. Let me pull out a couple of movies. There we are. Alright, now this one I'm very excited because as soon as I saw the cover art, I was absolutely losing my mind. This has got to be a cheesy 80s horror movie. Dolly Dearest. Oh my god. Oh shit. This is like Chucky's like girlfriend, you know? She's in a red dress and she's pissed off and she's got a meat cleaver. And she's ready to fucking rock and roll and, like, fuck shit up, you know? Fuck shit up. So as soon as I saw this, I was like, oh my god, this looks fucking hysterical. This is a must. So, yeah. So there it is. I don't know if this is the original. This may be a sequel. I don't know. I don't think it's the original, but I've never seen any of the Pet Sematary movies, so I don't know which one this is in the series, but I got Pet Sematary. I don't think it's either a remake of the original or it's a sequel. Because I know they made, yeah, this has got to be a remake. This has got to be a sequel because they made this movie in 2019 and they made the original Pet Sematary like in the 80s. So I'm thinking this may be a remake, but I will let you know how it is. And then you guys have heard me many times say Fears, ever since I was a little kid, I've loved art. I've loved movie cameras as a kid. And then as a kid, everybody wanted to be an astronaut growing up. Fears wanted to be a couple things when I was a little kid. I either wanted to be an artist, an astronaut, a firefighter, or a cop. You know? I went the art way. But anyway, as soon as I saw this, this is a documentary on the Hubble telescope in 3D, and it's narrated by Leonardo DiCaprio. Leo! So I got that. Space has always interested me, so I'm going to give that a little watch. Jackass 3. Need I say more? Bunch of idiots doing hilarious stunts, and it's funny, and you laugh at it. Okay, there's only one reason why I got this Blu-ray. It's crap, it's garbage, but Fears is a big Star Wars fan, and it must be in the collection. I don't know if I'll actually watch it. I'll probably watch it one time and review it, because I have seen this movie before, but I don't know if I've ever watched it and reviewed it for you guys. So I'm probably just going to watch it one time, review it, and then put it on the shelf and never look back. I don't even think it deserves to be on screen, but I have to show you. It's probably the worst Star Wars movie of all time. Solo. Crap. Garbage. Anyway. The next one is interesting, though. I know they made a remake of Death Race. I couldn't find Death Race 2000, the original, but I never knew that they made Death Race 2 and Death Race 3. Couldn't find Death Race 2, but I found Death Race 3. So I'm kind of doing it out of order. I'm watching all of the remakes and the sequels to the remakes, but eventually, Visions told me about Death Race 2000, the one in the 70s or 80s, and Randall said that the one that Visions told me about was fucking spectacular. And I was like, nice. So eventually I will find Death Race 2000, the 70s one. There we are. Alright, this one, again, this one I just bought because of the cover art. The cover art, I've never seen this one. I've never heard of this one. But the cover art made me lose my fucking mind. I was on the ground dying of laughter. So I hope it's a good buy. The Great Alligator. And this guy is like running in terror through the swamp. And this alligator is about to eat him up. And I thought it would be quite appropriate because I live in Florida. Look how terrified this woman is. So, I hope this isn't crap. I hope this is going to be a good watch. But as soon as I saw the cover, I was like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm like, that one's coming home with Fears. This movie I'm watching tonight because I cannot wait to watch the bonus feature. So I'm going to watch this tonight and I'm going to review it for you guys tomorrow. The Steelbook of Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. I've already seen it, at the movie theater, and I got all the movie theater merch, the T-shirts, and the collector's cup, and the mug, and the whole 9 yards. But I've yet to watch all the bonus features on this Blu-ray. It is quite a nice steelbook. I don't know what steelbook we're up to. I'll be honest, because I'm trying to keep an accurate count of how many steelbooks. So tonight, before I go to bed, I'm going to go through old episodes, find out when the last time Fears did a count on a steelbook, and then add up the steelbooks that I got in this collection, and I'll give you guys a full count of the steelbooks tomorrow. But Jason, another steelbook, me likey. Oh yeah. So I cannot wait. So I'm going to watch this tonight and review it. So yeah, lots of bonus features. So there we are. I'm actually going to set this one over here so I can remind myself to watch it later. And then you guys know I love Resident Evil. I've never had these on Blu-ray. Oh no, I'm sorry. I have one Resident Evil, I think, in the other room. Oh no, I moved all the Blu-rays out here. All the DVDs are in my room. So it's somewhere on the shelf. I think I've got one Resident Evil. I've got Resident Evil Afterlife, and I've already watched it and reviewed it for you guys. But now I have the first three. I've got Resident Evil Resident Evil Apocalypse, and then Extinction. So I got those 3. So I will watch all of those and review them for you guys. Alright. Let me just grab a few more. Alright, here we go. Now, you guys know that I love movies that are based on actual events or true events. I just think real life is far more exciting than the crap that Hollywood makes up. Don't get me wrong. I love the crap that Hollywood makes up, but I think real life is more exciting. So I got this one. It's based on a true story, about the terrorist attacks on 9/11, and it put the real life heroes that took the terrorists down on one of the planes, and they were on the plane. So I've always wanted to see this. So it's about the passengers on that flight and how they took down the terrorists and all that. So I've always wanted to see this movie. I've never had a chance to, so I'm going to watch that. So I love time travel movies. So someone told me that this is a time travel movie. It's got Matthew McConaughey. I always get mixed up on how you say his name. Matthew McConaughey. Never seen it. Never heard of it. Except for my friend saying, "You'd like it, Fears. It's a time travel movie." And I was like, okay. So hopefully my friend's right on that. Interstellar. So thought I would try that. Of course, Fears. I had to get some Star Trek. Lots of Trek. I am a Trekkie. I've got the first season of Lower Decks. Now I've got Lower Decks Season 3. So I've got 1 and 3 now. I need to find Season 2 and Season 4. So I'm not going to watch this until I watch Season 1 and Season 2, because Star Trek I like to watch in order. So, Star Trek Lower Decks Season 3. There we are. There we are. I watched this one as a kid all the time. It's got British actors in it. It's got American actors in it. But I used to rent this from the movie rental all the time. I think my brother found it, and then I thought it was so funny because the British actor in it, he's fucking nuts and he's hilarious. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this one. This one's quite old, but now I have it on Blu-ray because I've always wanted to add it to the collection. I'm talking about Drop Dead Fred. And this British actor is hysterical. He's fucking hilarious. So, I used to watch this all the time as a kid. Now I finally have it in the collection. Here, are you guys ready for another cheesy horror film? I don't know what this is about. Someone told me about it, so I have seen the trailer. So I know a tiny bit. Either, I want to say, I don't recall. Someone in the community, I want to say maybe Visions told me about this, because Visions watches a lot of horror. It could have been Chicken Wizard, because he watches a lot of horror. Or it could have been Pixel. One of those 3. I watched the trailer, but I haven't watched it in quite a long time, so I kind of know. It's about these stupid kids that are pulling pranks in the middle of the woods, and they burn one of their friends' face off, and then he has to do a bunch of surgery, and they put flesh back on his face, and now his face is fine, but he's got a big scar. Well, he comes back a year later when his friends have kind of forgotten about him, and their friends are on a camping trip, and he pretty much just murders them in like the most violent way in the forest. So, I got Burning Man. So, but as far as anything else, that's all I know. And then, there was no reason for me to get this next Blu-ray, but Fears was on a Blu-ray kick, and I love the pilot of Star Trek The Next Generation, so I got it on 4K, the pilot, and there's also, it's on Blu-ray and 4K on this disc. I got the Star Trek Next Generation pilot, Encounter at Farpoint, on Blu-ray and 4K. So, it includes Blu-ray and 4K of Encounter at Farpoint, Sins of the Father, and Inner Light. Three really good episodes. So, I got that. Then I got Planet of the Apes, the remake, because I've never seen the remake. So now I've got the old one, and I've got the new one. So as soon as I watch the old one, I'll review it. I already kind of have reviewed the old one, because I rented Planet of the Apes from my library. But now that I own it, I'm going to rewatch it for you guys and reassess it, because there's shitloads of bonus features, and I've never seen the bonus features. So as soon as I do that, I'm going to redo that review, and then I'm going to watch this and review that. This one I've heard about, but I don't think I've ever seen. But it's a monster movie. Van Helsing. I love monster movies. It's got Hugh Jackman in it. I think I've seen... I don't know if I've seen... I'll be honest. I honestly can't remember. I think I've seen bits of it. I know for a fact I haven't seen it all the way through. But that's going to be a good watch. And then... This next one was a big surprise. You guys know I love The Wizard of Oz. I've seen The Wizard of Oz, Return to Oz. Then there's a cartoon movie with Dan Aykroyd as the, I think he plays the Scarecrow, and Jim Belushi plays the Cowardly Lion. That's a cartoon movie. I don't own it yet, but I've seen it. I don't recall. I think that's the fourth one in the series, because it goes, if you watch them in order, you watch the prequel first, Oz, the Great and Powerful. I have that one. I've watched that. I've reviewed that. Then it's The Wizard of Oz. I have that one. Then it's Return to Oz. Then it's the cartoon movie with John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd. And then the fifth one is this one. And I've never heard of this one, but it's the fifth one in the series. It's called The Steam Engines of Oz. And it's got William Shatner in it. And I think he portrays the wizard. It's another cartoon movie, but it's like 3D animation. So it's that. Never seen it, but it's the fifth one in the series. So the only ones that I don't have is the cartoon. I've got the prequel. I've got the first one. I'm sorry. I've got the prequel. I've got Wizard of Oz. I've got Return to Oz. I've got the fifth one now. So the only one I need is the fourth cartoon movie with Dan Aykroyd in it. So we'll see how good this is. All right. Yo, Tinder Immortal, what's up? She says, have you seen the 80s movie Ruthless People with Danny DeVito and Beth Midler? Can you review it? When I get done doing the unboxing, I will watch the trailer for you. And I'll review the trailer. And if it's good enough, Tinder Immortal, I only add it to the list if it's good enough. So I'll watch it. If it's something I'm interested in, my friend, then I will add it to the list. If it's not good, you guys know fears. I will not add it to the list. All right, let's continue on. But good to see you, Tinder Immortal. I hope you and Spiritual are doing quite well. Tinder Immortal is like the VHS master. Oh, by the way, Tinder Immortal, Fear's got a VHS. You'll like this. Check this out. I don't know if you saw it. Oh, yeah, baby. Escape from New York VHS. I've never seen a VHS encased in plastic before. So that's new for Fears. But you guys all know that I have the movie script. So as soon as I clean up all this shit after the stream, I'm going to go into my room and put this right by the movie script that's signed. And it's going to stay there forever. That's going to be great. So now I have the script and all the signatures. And now I have the VHS tape. Oh, yeah. So I don't know if you have this one in your collection, Tinder Immortal, but it's Fears' well, not my favorite movie, but it's one of my favorite movies, and it's my favorite movie that they've filmed in my hometown, because they filmed a couple of movies in my hometown. I looked it up. I believe they filmed 30 movies in downtown St. Louis, or around in St. Louis where I'm from. Travis looked that up for me, and it's about 31 films that they filmed in St. Louis so far. But this is one of my favorites that they filmed in St. Louis, even though it's called Escape from New York. They only filmed in New York for 2 fucking days. And so they filmed 95% of the film in downtown St. Louis. They filmed for 2 days in Los Angeles and 2 days in New York. The rest was on sets in a building in LA, and that's it. But it's a great fucking film. Oh, yeah. Tinder Immortal says, that's a cool VHS cover. Right? Now I gotta find Escape from LA in a VHS, tape. So, if you want to help Fears find that, send Fears some fan mail at this address. Oh shit, it's upside down. So if you guys want to send Fears some fan mail or any VHSs, especially Escape from LA, pretty please, send it to this address right here. That would be most helpful. Because Fears wants to hear from my fans, and I will read your letters on camera. But I knew you would get a kick out of that, Tinder Immortal. As soon as I saw it, it was like glistening in the light on the shelf at the Toy Man toy show. I was like, oh my God. It was like shining in gold. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. I'm like, there it is. Escape from New York, motherfucker. Oh shit. There it is. And I was like, and it was literally calling to Fears. It was like, Fears, come, buy me. Not for $45, mind you, because the guy was like, oh yeah, $45 and it's yours. And I was like, you are smoking crack if you think Fears is going to buy it for $45. Obviously, I didn't say it to his face, because I'm a nice guy, but in my mind, I was like, you are smoking crack if you think Fears is going to buy that VHS tape for $45. First of all, if you've watched the beginning of this stream, you guys will understand what Fears is saying. If I was a vendor, VHS is so old and obsolete. Maybe some people still use a VHS. Most people watch Blu-rays and 4K. Nothing against VHS. I grew up with it. I would go to Video Horizons and rent movies all the time. I would go to Blockbuster all the time. I would go to Schnucks and rent movies all the time. It's just people don't do it anymore. Only maybe 2% of the population maybe uses VHS. Maybe not even 2%, maybe 1%. Most people, 99% of the population watch Blu-rays and 4K. So I looked at the guy, Tinder Immortal, and said, hey man, if I was a vendor, I said, I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I said, VHSs are so obsolete. I said, I would charge a VHS anywhere from 50 cents to $10. And that's me being generous. I said, I think that's a fair price. And he's like, well, you're not a vendor. And I said, true, I'm not a vendor. And he didn't take any offense to it. He said, yeah, but he goes, the reason why I'm charging $45 is, oh man, like this is so vintage. And I was like, it's not that vintage. I'm like, it's only 40 years old or 41. When did they film this? 1981. So I'm like, it's not that vintage. I said, if it was 100 years old, then it would be super vintage. But I said, you got to come down on the price. I said, there's no way I'm paying $45. And then he was like, well, how about, he's like, I could probably do 25. I was like, that's a good start. I said, that's a good start. I said, you're coming down to Fears' price. But I said, you can do a little bit better. I said, you're heading in the right direction. You're heading in the right direction. We're moving away from $45. We're coming down. And he was like, well, 25 is the best I can do. And in my mind, I'm like, well, that's when Fears needs to kick in those negotiation skills. I was like, no. I'm like, you can keep going. You can keep going. And he's like, well, what do you mean? I was like, you can keep going. And so I was like, I think 10 is a very fair deal. That's not lowballing the guy. And he was like, oh, no. He's like, I can't do it for 10. I said, all right, you're at 25. I'm at 10. I said, would you do anywhere from 12 to 15? And then when I said 15, he was like, yeah, he goes, I could probably do 15. So I was like, I would much rather pay $15 than $45, Let's see here. Tinder Immortal says, I just got a VHS rewinder shaped like a red race car on Facebook. Oh, there you go. I don't even remember that. I think I've seen a picture of it. But I never had that Tinder Immortal. Anytime me and my brother would watch a movie before we would take it back to Blockbuster or Video Horizons, our movies are in your future. That was their slogan. I would just put it in the VHS and hit rewind. And as soon as it was all the way rewind, I just put it back in the, in the Blockbuster case or the Video Horizons case, and I would just return it. So let's see, $3.50 and a shout out from the Fears Man. Well, that's what's up. That's what's up. I can give you a shout out, Tinder Immortal. Shout out to Tinder Immortal. Shout out to Tinder Immortal. All right, let's continue on with the haul. Fears has seen this movie. I watched this movie in film school, but I have not watched it since film school. The classic, Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. I've always wanted to own it. It's a good. I wouldn't say it's a horror movie. It's kind of a monster movie. Every single type of bird imaginable is in this movie, and they just kind of go stir crazy and start attacking the citizens in this town. So it's kind of a monster movie, I guess, if you will, but I've never had it on Blu-ray. I've never watched any of the bonus features, so I cannot wait to watch this. I think this is in, I don't even know if this is in color. I think when they filmed it, it may have been in black and white, and maybe they put it on color. I have no idea if this is in color or black and white, because it's so damn old, but it's such a good movie, because I've seen it that one time in film school, and I kind of remember some of the scenes, but I guess we'll find out if it's in black and white or color, because it's been that long since I've seen it. I honestly don't remember. The next one, I cannot wait to watch this. I think I may watch this one tonight. So I may watch finally, it's in the collection, guys. You guys have been telling me to watch this movie for the longest time. Fears could not find it forever. I tried to find it at FYE a couple of months back, in Florida. And remember I told you guys, they had it, but they had it in 4K. And at that time, I did not have a 4K player. Now I can watch 4K movies. Blu-ray, because I have a 4K, my Blu-ray player right now will play DVDs, 4K, Blu-ray, so it plays it all. I said, fuck it, I'm just going to, spend the extra money and get a 4K player that plays it all. I finally found, on my trip, 2001 A Space Odyssey. I cannot wait to watch this. Fears finally has it in the collection. The dude told me to watch this. Visions told me to watch it. Everybody in the chat has been telling me to watch it. He goes, Fears, you'll fucking love it. It's amazing. So I'm going to watch this tonight, and I'm going to watch Ghostbusters tonight. These are the two watches for tonight, and I'm going to review it. Oh, yeah. So I'm very excited. Very excited. All right. Spiritual says The Birds is a good movie. Psycho is better. I admit, I have seen Psycho, and I've seen... Now, Spiritual, I've seen Psycho, probably 9 or 10 times in my life. I've only seen The Birds once, and it was in film school. But I agree, buddy. Both movies are good. I'm not saying that The Birds is bad, but I do agree with you. Psycho is so much better. So much better. But they're both good movies. I've already watched Psycho and reviewed it for you guys. I cannot wait to watch The Birds and review it. But it's been that long, Spiritual. I don't remember. Is it in black and white or is it in color? Can you refresh my memory? Because I'm telling you, the only time I've seen it, one of my professors in film school said, "Oh, you guys have got to watch this." And I remember we had to watch it, and then we had to write a report about it and have it turned in the next day. But I had to write like 1,000-word. I can't remember if it was 1,000. It was something. It was either 1,000 pages or 1,000 words. Something. I had to write a report on the fucking movie, and I remember getting an A on the assignment. But man, it was a good movie to watch. All right, continuing on. I already have this movie, but now I've got the Blu-ray / 4K Steelbook. Spock. Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock. 4K and Blu-ray dual Steelbook, baby. Steelbook action. Ooh. So that's another Steelbook that I have to add to the list. So I'm going to have to put it off to the side and count up all the Steelbooks and then go into an old episode and find out how many Steelbooks. Jason will always be ahead of Fears in the Steelbook genre, but the race is on, Jason. Let's see. Spiritual says, have you ever seen The Bates Motel? It's a TV show based on the movie Psycho. I think it's based on all the Psycho movies, right? I've seen little bits and pieces of it, spiritual, but I've never seen it in its the whole enchilada. I've never seen the whole enchilada. I already have this movie, but now I have the 4K Steelbook, Blu-ray Steelbook. Tom Hanks is Forrest Gump Steelbook, baby. Yeah, dude. Again, I already have this movie, but now I have the Steelbook. John Carpenter's They Live. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah. Now we're talking. Yeah, baby. This may be the biggest haul Fierce has ever done on camera. Because I spent a shitload of money on this trip. But I had a great time visiting my family and friends. It was a vacation much needed. I haven't took a vacation in quite a long time. 2 weeks with my friends and my family. It was awesome. I'm going to miss them. Of course I'm going to go visit my friends and family next year, but it was such a great trip. I'd say the highlight of the trip the biggest highlight was probably first my mom's party, and then probably second, me and my friend Travis going to visit all the St. Louis Escape from New York movie locations. I cannot wait to edit that and show you guys that footage because I did my homework, guys, because it's one of my favorite. I'd say Ghostbusters is my favorite comedy movie, and Ghostbusters is my favorite film of all time. But I'd say Escape from New York is my favorite sci-fi action adventure thriller because it's not just sci-fi. It's all three. It's sci-fi because it's set in the future. It's action adventure because Snake Plissken is running around and he's fighting people and he's shooting people and killing people with a fucking huge ass machine gun. So it's a sci-fi action adventure, and it's a thriller because people are trying to kill Snake Plissken, And he's like, "Oh, fuck you, motherfucker! You're gonna kill me? Well, guess what? I'm gonna kill you first with this big ass fucking machine gun, so you can suck my nuts." So there it is. So it's all three. But seeing those movie locations, I was like, oh shit. And me and Travis did our homework. He's like, Fears, you need to move over. And you'll hear Travis say, he goes, Fears, move a little bit over to the right. And then Travis would pull up the movie on his phone and said, Fears, you got the shot pretty good, but you need to move over just a tiny bit. And I'm like, oh shit, really, Travis? And he's like, yeah. So he said, just move over a little bit, Fears. So I moved over, and we tried to line up every single shot. So if I got it a tiny bit wrong, I apologize. But I pretty much got everything right at the actual location because we downloaded all the addresses. But if I didn't line up the shot perfectly, because I know some idiot trolls gonna be like, "Well, Fears didn't line it up that good," they're gonna say something. They always criticize my work. So, but I tried my absolute best to line it up the best possible, guys. So I hope you guys enjoy it whenever I edit it all together because that was a good project for me. It was, oh god, to be at those locations, it was fucking fantastic. Oh my lord, I was so excited. I haven't been that excited to work on a film project in quite a long time. It's been a minute. Like, me and Travis was like, hey, Fierce, check this out. Like, I Googled something like, we need to move over to the left a little bit. And I was like, all right, Travis. I'm like, just tell me what to do. Tell me where to stand. And before we went out, I went to the coffee shop, and I spent at least 4 or 5 hours downloading all of the addresses, and then whatever addresses I couldn't find. One of my favorite, I don't know if I wouldn't say he's my favorite YouTuber. I honestly just started watching this guy about a year ago. But what he does, him and his wife look up all the movie locations, and then him and his wife go to these locations and try to line up the shot. And I was like, I wonder if he's done one on the Escape from New York, St. Louis movie locations. Because he did the movie locations for Escape from New York, the ones in New York, and then the ones in LA. Because they only shot it in 3 states. They shot for 2 days in LA on some streets, and then they just put up broken down New York street signs to make it look like New York. They actually shot in New York. No, I'm sorry, New York City for 2 days and got the Statue of Liberty, and then they did a couple helicopter shots of New York City, the island and all that bullshit, and then 95% of it was shot in downtown St. Louis. So I haven't watched his LA and New York locations. And I think he did Escape from LA, the sequel. I think he did all those movie locations, so I haven't watched that one yet. But I referred to his movie because he had a couple of the addresses in his movie, so it was half and half. I downloaded as many of the St. Louis movie locations that I found on Google, and I found about half of them. There was only like 2 or 3 that I couldn't find, but I got them as soon as I watched that guy's film because he had the address flash up onto the screen. I said, "Oh, that's the one I was looking for. That was the one I couldn't find. That's the third one I couldn't find." So I got the last 3 from his movie. So big shout out to the movie location man. That's not his YouTube channel, but I don't want my trolls going and terrorizing him. So, but him and his wife make some kick-ass content, and they've done all sorts. They've done like, oh God, they did all the Home Alone movie locations for Home Alone 1 and Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. Then they did all the movie locations of Escape from New York. They did all the movie locations for The Little Rascals, the live-action movie of it. They did all the movie locations for the live-action Beauty and the Beast. I mean, they did a whole bunch of shit. I mean, their whole channel is about finding the movie locations, talking about the movie, lining up the shot. So they blow Fears' content out of the water. They've got like 1 million followers or some shit. I don't know exactly how many followers, but it's around 1 million. But as soon as I saw that guy, I've been watching his movies for about a year, so he kicks ass, man. Anyway, back to the haul. Star Trek Lower Decks Season 4. So now I have Season 3, Season 4. I already had Season 1, so now all I need to do is order Season 3. Because I'm not going to start watching this series until I've got... I think they're filming the 5th season right now. And it's a cartoon, so they don't really film it. They make the cartoon. So yeah, see, it's all cartoony. It's all cartoony. And I like the crossover episodes. In Lower Decks, when I was watching Star Trek Strange New Worlds Season 2, they had the cartoons go through this portal, and they came out as real human beings in Star Trek Strange New Worlds. And I was like, oh shit, this is fucking fantastic. So yeah. So the crossover episode of Lower Decks and Strange New World was pretty fucking sweet. So, I'm sorry if this is boring because you guys know, Fears, I fucking love me some Star Trek. I don't care, any Star Trek. Fucking Klingons, Borg, Trek, Trekkies, Data, Picard, Captain Kirk, the fucking man. I love it all. It's great. So, before I die, Fears will... Well, I'll try to watch every single amount of Trek that they have on the face of the planet. I don't know if I'll get to all of them, but I'll get to as much as I can. There it is. Alright, next. iRobot. Will Smith. They made it in 2004 or 2003, like right when I graduated high school, somewhere around there. So it's an oldie. When did they film this fucking movie? God, the print. Look at that. The print is so little. As Fears gets older, the eyes get worse. If I don't have my contacts or my glasses on, Fears is blind as a fucking bat. My dad didn't have good eyesight. The only person in our family that has good eyesight, my mom wears glasses and contacts. My grandpa Fears wore glasses and contacts. My grandma Fears, she has glasses and contacts. The only one that doesn't wear glasses or contacts is my brother. My brother has got like 20/20 vision. And I was like, dude, and we were discussing this. He's like, John, he's like, do you think your eyesight was worse than Dad's? I'm like, I looked at my brother Thomas, and I'm like, Thomas, if it wasn't as worse as Dad's, it was just as bad as Dad's. And he's like, you think? He goes, because Dad's glasses were like that thick, because my mom kept my dad's glasses before, before we did all the funeral and all that. And I was like, I looked at my brother and I was like, I don't know if they were just as bad as Dad's or worse, but I was like, Thomas, if they weren't worse than Dad's, then they were just as bad, because he had thick glasses. I have thick glasses. It's like the lenses of my glasses are like that fucking thick, like from here to here. And I hate wearing my glasses. That's why whenever I'm talking to you guys, I'm always wearing my contacts. I only wear my glasses in the morning, like as I'm making my coffee and I'm making breakfast and taking a shower, and then I go work out and shit, and then all that. And then before I go to work, like when I'm trying to take a nap or late at night I'm watching a movie, before work, after I watch my movie and make all my notes and shit, for the reviews and shit the next day, I'll just throw them on and I'm making my little notes. And then when I take a nap before work, I just take off the little glasses and put them on my little side table over there, and then I just mosey off and go to sleep. So there you go. All right, so iRobot. This one I've been waiting for. Now I'm not gonna say anything bad about Casey, because I'm trying to be. Fears is trying to be a better online personality. You guys have seen me at my best. You guys have seen me at my worst. You guys have seen me angry. You guys have seen me really angry. That's what the trolls want. So I'm trying to be a better person all across the board on camera. I've said nice things about my ex. I've said horrible things about my ex. We are friends. So I'm like, if we're friends, I shouldn't be saying anything horrible about her. But the reason why I bring her up, when we were dating, I love thrift stores, especially Goodwill. You can find a lot of Blu-ray gems there. One day I was hanging out with her mom, her brother that was still alive. She has 3 brothers. One of her brothers passed away. Unfortunately, he overdosed. So I didn't go to his funeral, but I did. I was his friend, and I brought him flowers a couple times to his gravesite. I don't do that anymore because, I don't date her. But after we stopped dating about a year or 2, I did it just to show my respect. And I got a lot of flack from the trolls. I was just trying to be a nice guy. And I was like, man, a death in the family is really hard, especially if it's a death in the family of something like that. So I don't do it anymore. I haven't done it for quite a long time. I thought, I better not do that anymore. But I'm glad that I did it those couple of times just to show my respect. But one day I was hanging out with her brother that passed away, her mom. We were at a thrift store, and she went, "Oh, John, you love movies. This is only I think it was 50 cents or $1. I honestly can't remember. It was somewhere in there." She goes, "Oh, it's only 50 cents or $1. I'll just get it for you." And I said, "Oh, thanks, Casey. I really appreciate that." And she bought me the DVD of Singing in the Rain. And I watched it once. I'm sorry, I've watched it once, and then I've watched it once in film school. So now I've seen it twice. Haven't watched it in a long time, but I will rewatch it again for you and review it. Now Fierce finally got it on Blu-ray. So it's an oldie, but a goodie. So there we are. That's why I brought her up, because I was like, oh, well, she originally got it for me. And now I'm going to take that DVD. I don't need it anymore, so I'm going to take that DVD probably this weekend and all the DVDs of the Blu-ray stuff that I got on this trip. Get all the DVDs out, take them to the Goodwill so somebody else can enjoy them, and then put all the Blu-rays on the shelf and watch them and review them, one by one. All right, let's continue on. All right. There's a lot. I may have to use the restroom again. This is how long this haul is. Oh, man. So for anyone that couldn't make it to today's show, if you rewatch it tomorrow or the next day, make sure you have some allotted time. Get yourself some popcorn, get yourself a soda or some type of refreshment, because you're going to be sitting on your ass watching this for quite a while, because we've already been going an hour and 41 minutes. And I haven't even got through one topic because I knew the haul would take a while. So I was like, let me do the haul first and then we'll get to the other topics. But yeah. All right. This next one, it's a beloved Christmas movie. I never knew they ever made a Blu-ray of it. Never knew until I found it at Vintage Stock. That's why I love Vintage Stock so much. You can find those old gems, there. So I have the DVD. Well, not anymore. I'm going to take the DVD this week into Goodwill for someone else to enjoy. But now, finally, I have it on Blu-ray. A Christmas Carol. This version is the 80s version with George C. Scott. So George C. Scott portrayed Scrooge. There's many versions of A Christmas Carol and many actors that have portrayed Scrooge, but this is one of my favorites. My favorite is the one that my mom and my dad, we watched it as a family every single year until I went off to college. It's the black and white British version with Alistair Sims. That's my all-time favorite. I have that on Blu-ray. It's up here in the gray section up here. I watch it every single Christmas, and now that I have this one, I'm going to be watching this one every Christmas. So there we are. This one, they better not screw up this movie. I'll be real pissed off. I will literally, if they screw this movie up, I will break this fucking Blu-ray on camera. I will smash it to pieces, and I'll get it on camera for the vlog, because the original is fucking fantastic, and there's no reason why they need to remake this fucking film, but someone at V-Stock saw me looking at it and said, oh, if you like the 80s one, then you'll love the remake, and the remake's in 3D, man. And I was like, oh, really? And he's like, yeah. So, if it isn't as good as the original, Fears is going to break this on camera and throw it away, and I will dribble the little pieces in the fucking trash can. So I decided to take a chance, and I took that guy's advice. You guys all know that I love the original 80s My Bloody Valentine, you know, with the fucking coal miner killer and all that bullshit, and he rips people's hearts out and puts them in, like, in the little chocolate box and says, oh, be my Valentine and all that other bullshit. This is the remake, My Bloody Valentine, Get Your Heart Broken 3D. So we'll see. I hope it's just as good. I doubt it'll be as good as the original, because the original is always better than the fucking remake bullshit. But I took a chance, so we'll see. There are some remakes I like. Like, I'll give you an example of one that I did not like. John Carpenter's The Fog. It's fucking perfect. That movie is perfect. There's no need to make John Carpenter's The Fog a remake a second time. Well, some idiot director remade John Carpenter's The Fog. It's fucking terrible, the remake. The original, with Jamie Lee Curtis and Tom Atkins, and actually John Carpenter makes an appearance. He makes a cameo in John Carpenter's The Fog at the very beginning of the film. He's like the guy that's like cleaning up the church, and then he goes and says, hey, Father, I'm done. And he's talking to the priest, and he's like, oh, thank you, Ben. And he goes, I won't need you to come in and clean the church until next Thursday, or he says some shit like that. And he's like, Father, when can I get paid? And I think the father says, oh, this weekend, or he says some shit like further on down the road. Don't quote me. That's not the actual line. And then he goes, yes, sir. And then his character, Ben, leaves. So John Carpenter made a cameo then. The old one, good. The original, fucking terrible. So we'll see if this is good. It probably is good, but I guarantee it won't be as good as the original. Because, again, I reiterate, the original is always good. Or, I'm sorry, it's always better. I took another chance with this next one. Again, I don't think there's any reason to remake this, but it's got one of my favorite actors in it. I love Colin Farrell. He's a great British actor. He's not my favorite British actor, but he's one of my favorite British actors. There's no need to remake Total Recall. And I never in a million years, I had no idea that they actually made Total Recall, but apparently they did, and I had no idea that they did remake Total Recall until I went on this trip. But I got the remake, so we'll see if the remake holds up to the original. I guarantee you it probably will not, but we'll see. We'll see. Pixel, shout out to Pixel. I do like a little wrestling. I like the old 90s and 80s wrestling. I don't like this new shit. But I got the best in your house classic wrestling 1995 to 1999, and it has a lot of the battle between Vince McMahon and Stone Cold Steve Austin on this. So I got that. So I'll watch that and I'll review it for you guys. There's Stone Cold getting arrested after I think he beat the shit out of Vince McMahon or stunned him or some bullshit that he does. Now, this one I've never heard of, but it just looked hilarious. I guess it's a cheesy horror movie slash comedy. Burying My Ex. So apparently, he used to go out with her. And she ends up dying or something. Well, she comes back to life as a zombie because true love will always last. A couple years have gone by, and he's like, well, I'm sorry that my ex died, but I have to move on. So he starts dating this new hot, sexy girl, and then she gets really pissed. She's like, I came back from the dead for you. And he's like, well, I'm sorry. He goes, I had to move on. I didn't think you would come back because you're dead. So it's a horror movie slash comedy. Never heard of it before. I saw it. It looked hilarious, and I was like, all right, Fears, it's only $9. I'm sorry, $9.99, because if I don't say it precisely, you know how the trolls are. Well, it wasn't $9, Fears. You lied. You got to be precise with these idiots, because if you say, if I mess anything up, they'll write about it or talk about it. So I try and tell the honest to God truth with you guys all the time now. And I try to get everything precise, because if I make one little mistake, here comes Fears with the lies again. I'm like, it's not a lie. I made a mistake. I'm a human being. But $9.99. There it is. So anyway, I've never seen it, but it looked hilarious. I can't wait to watch it. So it's a comedy slash horror movie, and it's got the guy, what's his name? This actor right here, I forgot his name. He passed away a few years ago, but he was in the remake of Star Trek, the new Star Trek movies. And I guess he filmed this movie before he passed away. There we are. Alright, this one I've seen, but I finally have the Steelbook. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Oh yeah. Steelbook, baby. I think this is the only Steelbook of Indiana Jones I have. I think the Dial of Destiny. Where is it? I don't think I got that in a Steelbook. Yep, I don't. Here it is. I just have this paper thing around it. You see that paper? That paper thing? So, I think this is the only one that I have in a Steelbook. So, yeah. So, I'm going to try and get all the Indiana Joneses in a Steelbook, but this is Steelbook number 1 of all the Indiana Joneses. Temple of Doom. One of the best scenes in Temple of Doom, the minecart chase at the very end. That is a fantastic film. And a fantastic scene. So if you guys have never seen it, where the hell was your childhood? Watch it. Alright. Let's see here. I've seen this movie. The next one, I've seen this one, but I think I bought it on DVD, and now I have it on Blu-ray. So again, I'm going to take a lot of these DVDs out of here and take them to Goodwill this weekend, or either this weekend or next weekend, depending on how busy work is and getting all my laundry done. Because I haven't unpacked my bag yet, so I'm going to try to unpack my bag tonight and do all my laundry. So yeah. Another rumor that I have to crush. Apparently, there's a big pile of clothes rotting away in my bedroom. I can't wait to prove the trolls wrong. I'm going to get it on camera tonight. There are no clothes on my floor because I did all of my laundry. All of my laundry is washed except for the stuff in my suitcase for my trip. I did all my laundry before I went. Apparently, there's clothes in my closet rotting away, according to a troll, and there's clothes rotting away on my floor, and there's a big pile. There are no piles, and I can't wait to get it on camera so I can shut that motherfucker up, because there are no piles on my floor in my bedroom, and they say I don't know how to fold clothes, even though I have tons of folded clothes right over there. So I can't wait to film this tonight and prove those idiots wrong, because I know I do washing, if not once a week, twice a week. I know how to fold clothes. I know how to put them away in my closet. I iron them. I fold them. There you are. What's up, Museum? Museum says R.I.P. DVDs. This is true. Well, listen, out with the old and in with the new. I'm getting all these Blu-rays and 4Ks. I don't need the DVDs anymore, my friend. So I will take them to the Goodwill so somebody else, some other nice person can enjoy them. Let's see. Can you sneak the DVDs into your mom's attic so you can store them safely? Why would I need to take them to my mom's house? I don't want them anymore. I don't want the DVDs anymore, so I'm going to take them to the Goodwill that's down the street so somebody else can buy them and enjoy them. Why would I stick them in my mom's attic? Anyway, this one I have on DVD, but now I'm going to get rid of that one. I have the Blu-ray. This one's a pretty good one. Searching. It's all done like on laptop screens and on cell phone screens and shit like that. It's an action-adventure kind of thriller. I've watched it before, but it's been quite a long time. And then you guys know I couldn't pass this one up. Fears Man. I love me some Superman. Fears Man is inspired by Superman. I've got Superman's 1 through 4 on Blu-ray, but I've never had Superman Returns with Brandon Roth on Blu-ray until now. So I've seen it, but I've never watched any of the bonus features and all that shit. So I can't wait to watch this and review it. And I like half of this movie. Some of the scenes are great, and some of the scenes are garbage. Like, I'll give you an example. The elevator changing from Clark Kent to Superman scene, fucking fantastic. But the whole fight scene on New Krypton, oh, that shit is so fucking crap, and it's boring as hell. And then a lot of the boat scenes in the movie are boring as hell. The end is kind of good, kind of crap. There's some parts of the ending of this movie that's good, some of it that's crap. But it is Superman, so I got it for the scenes that I do love. Some of the scenes, again, it's 50-50. Some scenes are great, some scenes are crap. So yeah. And it's not Brandon Roth did a great performance. It's not the actor's fault. It's the filmmaker, how they put it together. I never blame the actor. You know, he's just doing his job. He's just doing what the director wants. So Brandon Roth, in my opinion, did a great job as Superman. But half the scenes are great. The other half of the scenes are fucking terrible garbage. Hey, what's up, Dr. Jenkins? How many DVDs do you own? What, just DVDs? That's a good question. The honest truth is, I don't know. If I had to guess, Dr. Jenkins, probably well over 150 just DVDs. I haven't counted all my Blu-rays. But every time I get one of those DVDs on Blu-ray or 4K, I take all the DVDs that I don't want, and I take them to Goodwill so somebody else can enjoy them. So my numbers may be off, but because I honestly don't know how many just DVDs I have. But I know I have more films on 4K and Blu-ray. For sure, buddy. That's for sure. So yeah. Good to see you, Museum. Good to see you, Spiritual. Dr. Jenkins. Tinder Immortal. Matthew. I don't even know if Matthew's still here because we've been going for a while. John. Thanks for coming out. Alright. So, Superman Returns. Alright, let's see here. Let me pull out some more movies. There we are. Oh, hang on. Alright. Next. Again, I've seen the remake. The remake was actually pretty good, but I've never seen the original 80s movie. So I kind of watched this next movie out of order. So I think they made the remake of this movie like in 2004, 2005. That's a guess. I honestly don't know when they made the remake, but I've never seen the original until now. Until now, I'm going to watch it. When a Stranger Calls. Very, very, very old. Again, I've seen the remake. The remake was pretty good, but I've never seen the original horror movie. So as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, I've seen the remake. Time to get the original. So there we are. Again, I have this movie, but this is the collector's edition. Halloween 3 collector's edition. Yeah, baby. With a shit ton more of bonus features that I have yet to see. Oh, yeah. This one I've seen once, and it was the DVD version, but now I have it on Blu-ray. The Stepfather. And he's at the top of the stairs with a fucking knife, and he's ready to kill some motherfuckers. That's right. This one, I know this one's a remake because I've never seen the original. But the guy at the store told me this is a remake. He goes, but if you like this remake, he goes, watch the remake. If you like the remake, you'll like the original 70s, 80s one. Straw Dogs. It's like some action adventure, like thriller movie. And I was like, all right. This one I have on DVD, but now I have on Blu-ray. Unfortunately, this guy passed away, but he made a lot of cool documentaries. And this is one of my favorite documentaries that he made. The greatest movie ever sold. He makes an entire movie with product placement. So I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. So yeah. So he didn't spend not one dime on the film. It was all done with product placement. So, yeah. I don't understand why that thing always like, I don't know if it's because of the hot tea or the hot coffee. It like, the little holder that you put so you don't get a mark on your table, it like glues itself to the fucking mug and then it falls off. I don't know. I just don't know. There it is. Alright. I've never heard of this movie, but it looked funny. And it's got a bunch of comedians in it. And it's got Howie Mandel in it. I guess a young Howie Mandel. The Funny Farm, never heard of it, but it looked interesting, so I thought I would give it a go. And then I'd say The Rock, Stone Cold, and probably Hulk Hogan are like three of my favorite wrestlers. So I got a bunch more of old wrestling matches of Stone Cold on Blu-ray. So yeah. So I can't wait to watch that. And it has a lot more of him and Vince's rivalry where he just basically tortured the shit out of Vince McMahon. Like he put cement in Vince McMahon's like Ferrari or some shit. Then he like shoots Vince McMahon in the face with a bunch of beer. Runs him over, hits him with his own limo or some shit. So yeah. This one I've never seen. This one right here. This one right here is the remake. This one's the remake. But I've never seen the 1950s original Invasion of the Body Snatchers. But again, the guy at the video store was like, Fears, because the guy at V-Stock knows me, and he follows me. He said, Fears, I'm telling you, watch the 80s version, and then find the 1950s one. I was like, all right. I said, I trust you. So this is the 80s version of Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Oh, shit. So if I like the 80s version, he's like, Fears, then get... I don't know when they made the original 1940s, 1950s. I was like, all right. So, yeah. Bam. So, there it is. There it is. So, I'm looking forward to that because I've heard so much about that horror movie. Oh, I can't believe, Fears, you haven't watched Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I was like, I'm only one guy. I've only got two sets of eyes. I said I watch as much movies as I possibly can because I love movies and I'm obsessed with movies. So, I said... when I get to it, that's when I get to it. All right. Krampus. I've heard of it. I've never seen it. Can't wait to watch it. Let's see. John says, why do you bother collecting physical media when you don't value them at all when a new format comes out? That's not true. That's not true at all, John. The reason why I get rid of DVD is I bought them so long ago. I bought the old DVDs. If I like that movie, then I get it on a better format. If I don't like that movie, or I only like it a little bit, then I keep the old format. So, that is not true. I value all the formats. I just like the better quality versions. Obviously, I'll give you an example. I love Ghostbusters. I have every single format of Ghostbusters. It's what I like. I kept my old VHS. I've kept all my old DVDs of the Ghostbusters series. And now I have them on Blu-ray and 4K. That'll never change. But the ones that are on Blu-ray are my faves. if I don't, if I, you know, if I don't like it enough, then it'll just stay on DVD. But if I already have it, like, as I always try to upgrade my DVD, the ones that I love on DVD, I always try to upgrade to Blu-ray or 4K or whatever the best thing is at the time. So that's not true. It's not true at all. So, yeah. Anyway. Alright, these next ones, I've been looking for so long. And you guys know this. I can't tell you how many times I've talked about these two films on camera. And big shout out to V-Stock for the win. Big shout out to V-Stock for the win. I have been trying to find these on Blu-ray or 4K forever. I've never even owned these movies on DVD. Never seen them. I've always wanted to watch them. Finally, I found Alien vs. Predator on Blu-ray, and then Alien vs. Predator Requiem, the sequel. So now I finally have the entire Alien series, and I have the entire Predator series, and I cannot wait to watch both of these. I think after I watch these two tonight, I think tomorrow's watches will be these two Alien vs. Predator movies. But tonight's watches are Ghostbusters Frozen Empire and 2001 A Space Odyssey. These are the two watches. There we are, my friends. There we are. Let's see here. I do like some documentaries. We're getting down to the end of the Blu-ray section, and then I'll show you guys what else is in this box. So whenever I find a cool documentary of something, I do watch it. This one I got at where was this one? This one was at the Barnes and Noble. Oh no, I'm sorry. I found this one at Goodwill. The Lake St. Louis Goodwill. It's a documentary on Disney's Nature and Earth. Disney's Nature and Earth. I've never seen this documentary, but they do a documentary on Earth itself. So, looking forward to that. And I saved the best for last, my friends. I've already told you guys about this on one of the Missouri streams. I told you guys, I told Visions about it. As soon as I saw this, I have no idea what this is about. But I watched the trailer, so I know a little bit about it, but I've never seen the film. As soon as I saw this, I was walking through Barnes & Noble. My eye caught it. As soon as I saw this Blu-ray cover, I was like, I don't care what this movie is about. The cover art sold it for me. And I'm referring to Phantom of the Mall. Eric's Revenge, motherfucker. As soon as I saw this, I was like, oh my God. And you know what's funny about this? The same mall that they used for Chopping Mall and the same mall that they used for Arnold Schwarzenegger's Commando, they seem to film a lot in the LA Galleria Mall, because in Terminator 2, they shot in the Galleria. In Chopping Mall, they shot in the Galleria. In this movie, they shot in the Galleria. So they've shot a lot in the downtown LA Galleria. So, another movie. Because when I watched the trailer, I was like, that red carpeting looks very familiar. And then that little lunch cafeteria area where Arnold Schwarzenegger was, and he killed a bunch of security officers and beat the shit out of some of them. I said, oh, that's another movie that they shot in the Galleria. So, this was probably the cheesiest film I found on this trip. As you guys saw, I found some other cheesy ones. Probably, I'd say the two cheesiest horror films was this, and probably the Dolly Dearest. So I'm really looking forward to watching. Oh, and then the one where the guy is rotting in the attic, and for some reason there's a noose around a doll's neck, and he's got a meat cleaver in his hand. I'd say those three, because that one I found at the toy show. So yeah. But I'd say this is probably the cheesiest one. Look at Look at Eric the ghost. And he wants revenge, motherfucker. There it is. And then these two guys are like running for their life, like out of the mall door and shit. So apparently what I got is Eric used to work in the mall, and some of the mall sets fire, I guess, or something. That's what I got out of the trailer, and it burns his face. And I guess he ends up dying or something, and then he comes back as a phantom, and he wants revenge on his friends, because his friends didn't help him in the fire, and he wants revenge on the entire mall, or some shit like that. That's what I got out of the trailer. So we'll see if I'm right when I watch it, but another cheesy horror movie. Another adventure, another addition to the collection. I'm looking forward to it. Because the name alone, Phantom of the Mall, Eric's Revenge, you know? Look at this fucking cover and tell me you will not lose your mind. I'm losing my mind and I haven't even watched the movie. That's how hilarious it looks. Alright, there it is. Alright, next. There it is. I got 2 books, and I got this one, Escape from New York, the official story of the film. So it tells you how they made the story from start to finish. I cannot wait to read this book and review it for you guys. It says, over 40 years ago, after the release of the iconic hit Escape from New York, the official story of the film digs deep into the archives to showcase the creation of the film from start to finish. Directed by John Carpenter and released in 1981, Escape from New York thrills audiences worldwide with its memorable characters, gritty premise, and creative special effects. Escape from New York, the official story of the film, is the ultimate retrospect to the cult classic film. This must-have book illustrates the production value process of making the film, turning it into one of the best 80s science fiction blockbusters, plus the impact the film had in pop culture, as well as the costuming, special effects, music, posters, and much more, featuring brand new interviews with the entire cast and crew. This extraordinary book of never before seen artwork, pictures, and interviews gives you an inside look on how they made the movie Escape from New York. I'm looking forward to it. I am really looking forward to it. So, and I guess it was written by John Walsh. Down here it says John Walsh. But I am really looking forward to reading this. So, once I put all this stuff away, I'm almost done reading the biography book about Paul Jr. Paul Tuttle Jr. I read a lot of chapters on my trip, so I'm almost done with that. So as soon as I get done with Paul Jr.'s bio book, this is the next book I'm going to read. So I'm running out of room to put stuff down. I can't. It's going to be a real pleasure cleaning all this up because there's movies and shit everywhere because I threw all the paper everywhere. So it'll probably take me an hour to clean all this up. I'm going to put some of these movies back in the box because I need to buy a new. I'm running out of room. I need to get like at least 2 more movie shelves to put all this crap on. And the last thing out of the box is when I saw the Escape from New York book, a couple rows down on the same shelf I found this one. Ghostbusters, the inside story. Oh shit. It was not ripped when I bought the book, so I guess whenever they mailed it, it got ripped a little bit. Damn it. That's alright. I'll have to tape it back up. Oh well. Well, that sucks. Well, it was new when I bought it. Oh well. Anyway, Ghostbusters, the inside story. It says, Ghostbusters, new interviews with cast and crew, rare photos, and concept art. And it says on the back here, Ghostbusters, the inside story. Stories from the cast and crew of all of the beloved films, exploring everything from the pioneering special effects to set design and the unforgettable soundtrack. This authorized book tells some amazing behind-the-scenes stories of how Dan Aykroyd's original concept and script evolved into the cinematic sensation that we all love and know today. Packed with fascinating production photos, concept art, and behind-the-scene images, this book entails how Slimer, Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, and many other ghosts and ghouls in the film come to screen, featuring new interviews with Dan Aykroyd, Ivan Reitman, Ernie Hudson, and the rest of the cast. The book reveals how the cast and crew overcame many obstacles and challenges to create one of the best beloved movie franchises of the 1980s. So I'm really looking forward to reading this. So probably I'll read this after I finish Escape from New York. So there it is. I'm going to put this back on the box and push it over here. So there we are. There was the entire Missouri haul, my friends. So let me know in the chat what your guys' favorite thing was in the haul. Or whenever the stream is done, drop a comment. Let me know your favorite thing that I got. So I'm going to put a lot of these movies back into the box. Because I don't have a lot of room. Because I had all the movies behind me that I bought on the trip. So just give me 1 second. I'm going to put some of these back in the box. So I have less to clean up later. Again, I am not so sure on this one. Because the original Bloody Valentine is fucking perfect. So this remake, it better not disappoint. Because if it disappoints, I'm throwing it in the fucking goddamn dumpster. Excuse my language, but I will. I will. So we'll see. That one I was kind of iffy on getting. I was like, I don't know. I'm like, we'll see. But then the guy at V-Stock talked me into it, and I was like, all right. I'm like, I'll give it a go. But I'm really looking forward to watching Phantom of the Mall, motherfucker. Eric's Revenge. Eric wants your blood. That's right. As soon as I saw that movie case, I was like, I don't care what this movie's about. This movie looks fucking hilarious. I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, this is happening. I'm like, I didn't even know how much it was. I just grabbed it. I said, how much is this? And then they're like, I didn't even see the price on the fucking movie. I went, oh, there it is. And then I bought it. So I was excited for that one. That's going to be a good one. But Vision said it's pretty hilarious. He said he's watched it, and I think Walter told me he watched it too. But until I found it, I've never heard of it. And then when I did the stream a couple days ago, and I told you guys, because someone asked in the chat, well, come on, Fears, you got to give us a little taste of something that you bought on the trip. I was like, all right, I'll tell you guys a couple. And one of them was, I told you guys the Phantom one. So yeah, let's see here. I'll put these over here. So yeah, that one looks pretty funny. I'm kind of interested on this one too, because I found this at the convention. I was like, what the hell is going on in this movie? I'm like, you got a dead corpse in a business suit, followed by a doll with a meat cleaver in her hand with a fucking noose around the doll's neck. So I don't know what the hell this is, but we'll find out. We'll find out. Probably some 80s, 70s piece of shit garbage movie. But it's probably great shit. It's probably fucking hilarious. There we are. This one, though, I've never seen. But it has Rocky in it, and it has Snake Plissken in it, so it's gotta be good. Never heard of it. Never seen it. Can't wait to watch it, though. There we are. I'll put this in the box, too. There we are. Alright, I'll clean up the rest later. Yo! Oh, Joey. I just finished the nerd haul, my friend. Dude, look at this. You got here too late, man. I just unboxed all this shit, and I just put a lot of the movies back into the box. So you snooze, you lose, my friend. I'm not doing that again. As soon as the stream's done, you can watch it back, Joey. But yeah. Oh, anyway. We've been going 2 hours. I think I'm just going to do the rest of the topics tomorrow, my friends, because that was a lot. And I've got a lot of washing to do because I need to unpack my bag. I'm going to wash all my clothes, dry them, iron them, put them back in the closet because apparently I don't wash my clothes, and I have clothes in my bedroom, even though there's no clothes in my bedroom, on the floor rotting away, according to the trolls. I don't know where they get this shit. I wash my clothes and dry them and iron them, if not twice a week, once a week. I know how to fold clothes. Crackpot or somebody else, I don't know which fucking idiot was like, he doesn't even wash his clothes. He doesn't even know how to fold his clothes. I doubt Fears has ever touched an iron. I'm like, where the hell are they getting this fucking shit? I'm like, I'm not a slob. I wash my clothes every single week. I dry my clothes. I put them away. Before I went on this trip, I did tons of washing. What the fuck are they on about? So, I'm going to get video evidence. I'm going to go in my room and go, with the video camera, is there any clothes on the floor, Fears? I think not. Fuck you, trolls. There's no mound of clothes in my room rotting away. You're a fucking idiot. Quit making this shit up. So I can't wait to stick it to them, because there are no clothes in my bedroom rotting away. And then I'm going to show them in the vlog, here's me folding, you fucking morons. I know how to fold my clothes. So I don't know I'm not going to sell anyone out, because I honestly don't know who said that I don't know how to wash and dry my clothes. So to all the trolls, whoever made that up, it's a lie. I do washing all the time. I don't know what else to tell you. I dry my clothes, I wash them, I iron them all the time. At least twice a week, and if not twice a week, at least once a week. So yeah. There you go, Joey. I could just fold I could just fold all my clothes on a stream. I'm not gonna do that because that would be the most boringest stream of all time. But I don't get where they get this shit. I'm like, I wash my clothes all the time, so they probably just say it to annoy me. But I'm like, that's completely untrue. I fold and wash my clothes. And then someone said, I don't know who it was, Fears, I saw the mound of clothes in your fucking room. I'm like, it was probably there for 2 seconds because I hadn't got to that washing yet. But then I don't know who said it, but one day I went into the Discord and they're like, "Oh no, it hasn't been there for 2 seconds. It's been rotting away on the floor for weeks on end." And I'm like, "Not really. I've never had clothes on the floor rotting away or months. I don't know." So whoever said that, wrong. Anyway. It wouldn't be too bad. It would be like a normal stream, but instead of a nerd haul, you just fold clothes. But again, Joey, at least the nerd haul is a lot more fun because they're like, oh shit, Fears picked up some pretty cool stuff at the convention, or, when he went to Goodwill and bought some shit. Just folding clothes, to me, would be boring, and I don't want to bore you guys, so yeah. But I know how to fold clothes and wash them. I do it every single week. It's just ridiculous that I have to get video evidence of no clothes on my floor just to satisfy them. I'm like, that's just so untrue. I'm like, there's been no clothes months on end rotting away on my floor. It's just ridiculous. But again, no matter what you say, no matter what you do, they'll keep making shit up about me. So it's kind of pointless to talk about it, So, yeah. I mean, I do have a lot of cool shirts, Joey. I do. Mainly on this trip, I didn't necessarily buy a lot of nerd clothes. I bought a lot of St. Louis attire. Like this hat, I didn't buy on the trip. This was from a past trip. This shirt I got from a past trip. But all the other... I bought a lot of St. Louis Blues shirts. I bought a lot of Cardinal shirts. I got a shirt at Walmart that was Halloween 2, and you guys saw me wear that on one of those streams. I think I bought like 1 or 2 more nerd shirts, but mainly it was a lot of St. Louis Blues and St. Louis Cardinals because you got to support your home team, man. Anyway, that's all I got for today, my friends. But as always, Fears will be back tomorrow. Now, I don't go back to work until Thursday, because my boss was nice enough and said, "Hey, Fears, I'm not going to make you come to work on the same day you get back home." And I was like, nice. So I got to sleep in today. So he said, I'm just about to do the schedule. So I come back on Thursday. So tomorrow I have one more day off and then back to work on Thursday. I usually get Saturdays and Sundays off, and I work Monday through Friday. So I'm going to try to talk to my boss, Joey, because if I only work Thursday and Friday, that's going to suck, So I'm going to be like, hey, when I go in on Thursday, I'm going to be like, hey, man, because I was on vacation and shit, you gave me those 2 days off, like today and tomorrow. Like, hey, if you want me this week to work on Saturday and Sunday, I don't mind doing that. So I hope he'll give me Saturday and Sunday. If he doesn't, it's not the end of the world. And I'll just start fresh on Monday and then back to work as always, Because next week, it'll be my normal schedule, go in at 2 or 3 and work each day till whenever we get done and I get off. Anyway, but I hope you guys all enjoyed the stream. Thanks for being patient, because I knew that was going to be a big nerd haul. It was a big one. I think to this date, I think that's the biggest one I've ever done on camera, because that nerd haul took me almost 2 hours, Because when I started the stream, I only had a couple of updates, and I spent about 9 or 10 minutes updating you guys, and then pretty much went right into the nerd haul. So I'm going to do a little cleaning up, because I cleaned up most of the movies, but I need to throw away all that paper, and I need to put all these stickers away and all the other movies and shit, and I need to unbox this and find a place to put it in the apartment. Oh, by the way, Joey, here, I'll show you this. Slime. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to open it up right now, because I'm going to throw the box away anyway. I'm going to just put the statue somewhere. So let's actually open it up and take a little look-see. Let's see here. I know you don't really like Ghost. Well, actually, I've never asked you, Joey. Do you like Ghostbusters? I know you don't like it as much as I do, but do you like Ghostbusters at all? Anyway, it's kind of like a bobblehead a little bit, but it's actually a statue of Slimer. I think it's not Slimer trying to escape the trap. It's him trying to get out of the trap. He's getting sucked in to the trap. So yeah. So see, he bobbles around, but this is all the lightning and all the lasers and energy coming out of the trap. And I think it's Slimer trying to run away. He's trying to get out of the trap as he's getting sucked into the trap. But I thought that was fucking sweet. I thought that was fucking cool. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm getting that. This was not at the convention though. I wish, because if I would have gotten this cheaper if it would have been at the convention. By the time I went to the convention, Joey, I didn't have much room left in my bag, so I was like, Fears, you gotta buy little stuff. So really, the only stuff that I got at the convention was this Escape from New York VHS. Ooh, yeah. You know where I'm gonna put this, Joey. I'm putting this right by the movie script, the signed movie script that I got. The script has got the entire cast signing Escape from New York. So I'm just gonna put this right by the script that's in my bedroom, and then I got this from the convention. I got this Captain Planet. It'll go good as soon as I finish watching this. I'm gonna put it right by this right here. I used to have this as a kid. I don't know if I accidentally threw it away or if my mom threw it away, but now he's finally returned back into the collection. And then I got all these Ghostbusters stickers at the convention. And then some artist was there, Joey, and he finds old postcards, and either he paints his own artwork on an existing postcard, or he said, sometimes I just find a picture, because he didn't paint this. He said, I find a picture of, or a movie poster, and just put the movie poster on the postcard. So I don't know what type of postcard this is, what was on it before, but he said, he goes, I go to stores, I go to thrift stores and find old vintage postcards, and then I put whatever type of artwork on it. I said, well, I collect anything and everything that's Ghostbusters. It's my favorite film. And he's like, oh, well, he goes, if you love it that much, Fears, he's like, just take it. He goes, I'm not going to make you pay for it. I was like, oh, sweet, man. So really, I only got this post card from the convention, Captain Planet, Escape from New York VHS tape, a shitload of Ghostbuster stickers, and then I got this little Ghostbuster bag with Slimer. I don't know what I'm going to use it for, but I'll find something. It zips open. There we are. I think I may put it in my car and use it because I'm always, whenever you drive, not everywhere in Orlando and around this area, but some places you have to pay a toll. So I always put like some loose change to pay the toll. So I may just use this in my car. Because right now I have a bunch of loose change in a little green cup. So I may just put my loose change in this and put it in my glove compartment. So whenever I have to pay a toll, I can just go to the glove compartment, unzip this, grab some change, give it to him, and then mosey on, with the day. That's what I'm thinking I'm going to use it for. And then I got a bunch of stickers at the convention, some more Zoomy stickers. And that's about it. That's it, buddy. So, yeah. But this is. Joey says it's all right, Fears. Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, I didn't expect you to all the way like it, Joey, because I don't think you like Ghostbusters as much as me. But that's why everybody's different. Everybody likes different things, But I love it. I'm pretty sure he's trying to escape the trap. Like he's trying to run away, and this is all like lasers and energy trying to suck him down into the trap. So I gotta find a cool spot for this. I don't know where, but maybe I'll put him on my bedside. In my room. I've put some nerd stuff in my bedroom, but not a lot. So we'll see. I'll find a spot. I'm gonna put him right here for now. But anyway, so that's pretty much everything. So yeah. So before I tune off, if you guys got any questions for me, let me know. But if not, I will sign off, and we'll be back tomorrow with some top 10s, and maybe I'll show you guys where I put all my stuff, But I need to buy a new movie shelf and put it in my room so I can put all of this crap in and some of that crap in. So yeah. Anyway, but we're going to sign off. So hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the main channel. FearsMan26 is the main channel. You're watching Fears Vlogs, which is channel number 2. Follow Randall, Lord Randall, at Cameo Man 2021 and his second channel, The Mayor of Magic. Follow Tinder Immortal, Mrs. Immortal. Be a gentleman. It's always Mr. and Mrs., especially when it comes to a woman, You want to say Miss Immortal, or if she's married, Mrs. Immortal. Don't be a scumbag. Be a gentleman. Always treat a lady right. Follow Mrs. Immortal on Twitch. Follow the Sega Camp Gamer and Wear Camp on Twitch and on YouTube. Sega told me that he's going to be starting his Twitch streams back up in, I think, he keeps changing his mind. He's like, sometimes he'll message me on Facebook and say, I don't know, Fierce, should I do it at the end of August? And I was like, well, I said, Sega, you've been telling the fans for the longest time to do it in September, or that you're going to do it in September. I said, I wouldn't lie to them. I said, I would just do it in September, like you said. I said, if you do change, make sure you tell all your fans, hey, I didn't want to wait till September. I want to do it in August. I said, that's my best advice for you, Sega. And then I told Sega, I said, Sega, I used to lie all the time, and I lost a lot of fans from lying to them. And then whenever I did lie, sometimes the trolls, or almost always the trolls, called me on my bullshit, was like, that's not true, Fears. That's not true. This is the truth. So I said, Sega, don't lie. So that was my best advice, because now I don't lie to you guys. And I still get shit from the trolls, but I'll be honest, I've since I've been ignoring a lot of it, I get less shit from the trolls. I still get shit from them. I probably will always get shit for them, but I get less shit from them. So that's good. That's good. Anyway, let's see who else. Follow. Let's see here. Follow my buddy, my pal, Heroes and Villains Collectibles. He makes great fucking content. I cannot wait to play some video games with my buddy LC. LC, I'm back. I cannot wait to do some nerd hauling with you. Hopefully LC can come to the next Toy Con with me. LC, I'm skipping the Fort Lauderdale one. Hang on, let me make sure that's what it is. Yes, I'm skipping the June Fort Lauderdale one because I don't feel like driving all the way out to Fort Lauderdale. But I'm going to, LC, if you want to come with me to the Star Wars convention, July 28th. That's the next convention that Fears is going to, my friends. So there'll be content on that. But I'm gonna start after I clean all this up and take a shower and get something to eat for dinner. I'm gonna start working on the St. Louis vlog. So I'll try to get that up lickety split. All right, this is Fears signing off. Peace, deuces. Fears loves you guys. Fears cares about you guys. And I'll see you later. Shunk to the dunk, to the bunk, to the runk, to the monk, to the dunk. Try bye, see you later.